All right. Hello, everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you on this Thursday evening for our nightly KVUE Plus and YouTube Live extended update on the forecast. Several things that we need to talk about. Obviously, we had that big line of storms that swept through central Texas this morning. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of woke up to the sound. Well, I was already up because I was watching the radar, but I heard that sound of the wind whistling outside. We didn't have a ton of damage reports from wind, but I was looking at the radar velocities. I certainly think some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts, not everywhere, but in local spots were in there. So we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. Rainfall totals, though, we don't want wind damage, but we want every drop of rain that we can get. And these totals were pretty good across much of our area, especially over parts of like northern Llano and northern Burnett County. But now that storm system moves away. There is no cold Arctic air coming in behind this one. We actually have a little spring preview that gets going for this weekend. And by early next week, I have one day on my 7-day forecast where high temperatures, believe it or not, are actually going to be in the 80s. Not bad for early February. We know how the month of February can get around here. All right, so let's dive into things. We'll start with some rainfall totals. So here are the numbers at both of our main reporting sites here across the Austin Metro. 0.92 inches at Camp Mabry, pretty good, up close to an inch. Austin Airport, it was a little bit less, still ended up at 0.69 inches of rain. So that was the situation across the metro at the official reporting sites. Here's kind of the area-wide view, and then we'll go through some of the LCRA data, the Lower Colorado River Authority. They have rain gauges and stuff all across our area. As you look at this map, anywhere in the green is at least 1 inch of rain. So anywhere it's green, that's about 1 to 3 inches of rain. And we had maybe even a few spots that ended up slightly more than 3 inches of rain. And that is in the bullseye here, which is over northern Burnett County and northern Llano County out around the Lake Buchanan area. Again, you can see these totals pretty good across parts of Blanco County as well. And we had some rain gauges, 2.5 inches plus of rain over northern portions of Llano and Burnett County. Great news. Need the rain out there for sure. Closer look at the Metro and I-35 corridor. There are no LCRA sensors over Williamson County since Williamson County is not in the Highland Lake watershed. But again, anywhere in the greens, about 1 to 2 inches of rain. And that was pretty widespread from like the Round Rock area up into Georgetown, up closer to Jarrell and Florence. Then across like the immediate Austin Metro, totals generally range from like a 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. More give or take, an inch or so for most of our area. Then across Hays County is a little bit more spotty, just north of San Marcos, like in the Kyle area, about a 1/2 inch. And then as you go into more western sections of the county, it was upwards of 1 inch in some spots. This rain event, it was kind of the opposite of most of our rain events. Normally we see lower totals out in the hill country, and then things get much heavier as you get into the coastal plains. This one was the opposite. You can see some of these totals were pretty meager, unfortunately, in parts of Fayette County that were only, 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of rain. Here's our Oasis cam. I will tell you, like an hour ago, we had the most beautiful sunset that I've seen in a while. Beautiful colors out there. The reflection of the water was just fantastic. Obviously, the sun is now down. But as we move forward from January to February, I want to kind of recap this month. It's been a pretty intense month of weather. Of course, very cool. We had that winter weather stuff a couple weeks ago. The average temperature for this month, with 1 day of data remaining, has been 46.2 degrees. That is 6 degrees cooler than normal. And 6 degrees, while like on a 1 day basis might not sound like much, 6 degrees averaged out over a month, that's a huge difference. So it's been a very cool January. In fact, as of now, it's been our coldest January since 1985. How about that? What about the precipitation? This was depressing before we got the rain that came in last night and this morning. Now we're up to 1.92 inches of rain. That's still about 0.72 inches drier than a normal January, which would bring about 2.64 inches of rain. January overall is not a month that we, rely on for a bunch of our rain here in central Texas. But given this deficit that we've been building up over the course of several months, it would have been nice to overperform a little bit. Obviously, that has not happened. We did get an update to our drought monitor today. So here was last week. You see this little sliver here of the red. That's extreme drought. And look what happened this week with the update we got this morning. We get these each Thursday, right? Now expanding extreme drought much of the Austin Metro into Hays, now expanding into Blanco, southern Burnett, southern Llano, into parts of Gillespie County now. This did not factor in the rain that came in last night and this morning, so at least that will help things a little bit, although I don't think it was enough rain that it's going to drastically change what this map looks like next week when it does get factored into the updated drought monitor. All right, temperatures outside right now. It's a little on the cool side, but again, It's January, it's supposed to be pretty chilly in the evenings. We're going to end up a little warmer than average, so we're in the 50s right now, upper 50s, low 60s for current temperatures across our area. We'll drop down, mainly to the 40s tonight, but we're not going to have anybody in the 30s. As far as like chilly mornings, I think Saturday is probably going to be the chilliest, but even then, I think the vast majority, if not all of our KVU area will stay above freezing. This has been something that's also been kind of interesting to watch, this little band of clouds. So this is why we had such a pretty sunset. This band of clouds is like coming in off the Pacific, so all the way across northern Mexico into Texas, that it keeps going up to the northeast. So kind of interesting that you can see the rainy, stormy weather. This is the cold front that moved through here earlier today. Looks like southeast Texas kind of escaped without any big severe weather issues, although Mississippi and Alabama, I think a severe threat's going to continue. But for us, our weather going quieter for a while. Closer look at the front. The big upper level system is kind of up in this region, so that actually spun a few showers and snow flurries into the Texas Panhandle on the backside of this system. Obviously, that's not going to be a factor for our forecast. One of the things I do want to keep an eye on, though, it's the fire weather concern. So this is updated. Earlier today, there was like extreme fire weather danger out in West Texas. Now this is updated for tomorrow, and because we got rain today, the ground's nice and saturated, but this warm weather gets a little bit more breezy, low humidity. We'll just keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. We'll let you know if anything changes. Here's my forecast for tonight. Cool, yes, but a little warmer than average. Normal would be about 43. I have 48 in the forecast for Austin, 46 in Bastrop, Lockhart, San Marcos 46, low to mid 40s in the Hill Country. Here's a closer look at the Metro and I-35 corridor. Round Rock about 47, Pflugerville 48, Dripping Springs dropping down to about 47 as well. Tomorrow, this is amazing weather, at least if you ask me. After this cool stuff in January, look, I'm a meteorologist. I like cold weather. It's fun. It's interesting to forecast, but I'm ready for a little stretch of some warmer weather, and that is what we have. Low 70s in the forecast for Friday. I mean, this is like, I was talking about this on TV. I'm a terrible golfer, and I've not golfed in like probably 2 years. But this is the type of weather where you see you're like sunny and 71. Like you want to go out and play golf or at least get outside, do a jog, something to enjoy the weather. It's going to be great for Friday. Heading into the weekend, that warming trend continues. As I mentioned, 74 on Saturday. Then Sunday, and by the way, I do want to point this out, Saturday morning, 43 in Austin. I think the coldest pockets in the Hill Country could be down like maybe 35, 36. I'm leaning towards everybody staying above freezing, but we'll keep you updated on that depending on how those low temperatures shake up. Sunday, we go from, hey, this is nice, feels good outside, to like, hey, maybe it's a little warm outside where it's 79 degrees. And then as we keep going into Monday, yep, I did it. I have 81 in the forecast. Average afternoon high is 64. So as we go from, tomorrow, the final day of January, into February, we are past what is climatologically the coldest part of the year, and January overall is the coldest month for us here in Central Texas. But we all know February can definitely get cold around here, but at least the start of February is not going to do that this year. Monday, 81. Tuesday will start to come down a little bit. And then I also just want to mention this. Some folks are like, all right, is that it for winter? I promise you it's going to get cold again. We are not done with winter. We're not done with cold weather, but at least for the start of February, things are definitely looking warm. And with that in mind, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is February 5th through February 9th. Warmer than average weather is favored. Again, I think after what we've had this month, a lot of folks are ready to, put the t-shirts back on and walk outside and feel the sunshine and warm weather. What we don't like, though, is a drying trend in the forecast. Again, we still need that rain. GFS American model and European model both say we will be lucky if we get couple hundredths of an inch of rain over the next 7 days. I think what's accounting for this too, it's basically as we go into like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week, we get into that kind of more drizzly pattern. So I don't see like a proper rain chance, but some like drizzle and very light rain showers will be a possibility. I'll show you that in the 7 day here in a second. All right, tonight, cool night. Gradual clearing. We've got those mid and high level clouds now. I think once we get past midnight, that stuff will move out. We'll drop down to about 48. Then tomorrow, sunny sky, beautiful, fantastic, perfect Friday. Call off work. Do whatever you need to. But I think it's a good day to spend some time outside if you can. 71 for the afternoon high. All right, here's my 7 day forecast. We'll spend some time with this and then I will let you go. And of course, we have our newscast coming up at 10 o'clock. We'll have more details on the forecast then. 74 Saturday. In the morning on Saturday, though, a little bit chilly. Sunday, 46 in the morning, 79 for the afternoon. Warmest weather is going to be Monday, 81. Now, things start to switch up a little bit as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. You guys know this pattern. It's pretty common, especially as you go like late winter into spring. Moisture levels increase, so it's going to be one of those deals where the mornings are gray with a 10% chance for like drizzle or mist, very light stuff, and then the afternoons clear to sunshine and it's warm. So that will be the pattern Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 76 for the afternoon high on Tuesday. Wednesday, 77. Hey, it's nice when your cool down just drops you down to 76. Thursday, we still have an afternoon high of 77 in the forecast. All right, so that is what we have for you. As always, we really appreciate everybody joining us here on KVU Plus and on YouTube for our live stream updates. Hopefully everybody fared all right this morning. I know the commute was a little bit rocky out there. My wife was texting me. She was driving to work down Lamar and said it was like standstill traffic. We also had some folks lose power. I believe at one point about 7,000 Austin Energy customers were without power. Almost all of those have been restored now, so we're in good shape. But again, hopefully everybody fared all right and didn't see any crazy wind this morning. Now our forecast is going quieter and much warmer over the next several days and really for at least the next week. All right, so we will leave you with that. Next update from me will be KVU News at 10 o'clock, which is about 3 hours from now. So y'all have a good night, and we will talk to you at 10.